held by the East Oakland Stadium Alliance. Now, this is a group of community leaders, business owners, and baseball fans who want more thought to be put into building a new ballpark at Howard Terminal. They chose today to speak out because the Port of Oakland commissioners will hold a meeting at 1:30 to vote on a term sheet. That's the first step in a long process to get the new stadium here near Jack London Square. The term sheet allows the Oakland A's 4 years to complete an environmental impact report for the proposed 35,000-seat baseball stadium. Alliance urges the commissioners to reject the plan. Workers and businesses who rely on the Port of Oakland say the stadium at Howard Terminal threatens jobs and the city's industrial economy. They say the plan would let the team pay a lower rent than what other port operators have to pay. They want to make sure their concerns are heard. Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf supports the commissioner's anticipated vote in favor of this term sheet. She calls it a historic milestone and says it's possible for there to be both a world-class ballpark and world-class seaport in Oakland, all while understanding the concerns of both sides.
One of the things I understand is transparency. July 1st, we came here to a meeting. July 3rd, Representative Taylor was sitting at the table in Sacramento with Nancy Skinner, Dave Cavell, Todd Hall. Okay? This is bullshit. Okay? You guys gotta have transparency. The council cannot split up like this. Okay? None of you guys came to ILWU to talk to us about shit. Okay? It's getting very frustrating to see the underhand and the backstabbing that's going on in the city of Oakland. They're not building shit there. Okay? There's no rush to judgment. You guys talk about a 4-year period. It looks like in a 2-month period, we've been in Sacramento 8 times. But it's appalling to see one of you all sitting with one of the bill writers when they ask for more information in the next section, second day. That's something we cannot stand. If you guys are going to be the heads of the city of Oakland, I would expect that and not to branch off. It's bullshit. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're extremely concerned over not only the issues that were presented to you, but also the issues that I've heard from other speakers where public lands are being just distributed in a fashion that does not follow the mandates of the law. It was Mr. Gallo, Councilman Gallo, who mentioned in the last meeting that when part of the land at the Oakland Coliseum was sold, the city council should have participated in the sale, yet they did not participate. They had no party to these processes. It seems to us that there is an issue developing in Oakland where the mayor is just ramming through whatever legislation, whatever process, whatever project she wants to go ahead with, regardless. Oh, by the way, let me make you aware of something. There's a lot of longshoremen here today. And longshoremen typically start their days in San Francisco at the hiring hall anytime around 3:30 to 4 a.m. They begin to gather there so they can be by 5 a.m., 6 a.m. at the locations that their jobs are assigned. So many of them have had to leave, not because they don't care about this issue, but because they just can't sleep 2 hours and be at the port handling tractors and containers and equipment in a manner that is safe. But going back to this issue, we're very concerned that even on the documentation which the lady just discussed, they're already showing the Howard Terminal there by the port while we're trying to discuss this matter. I mean, what is going on here? Is everyone at this table just kind of sitting and saying, oh, well, that's what's going on? It's been mentioned that there's been no vote, yet short of having the construction equipment at Howard Terminal, everything is pointing to the fact that it's going to happen whether you like it or not. There has to be some fairness in this process. You know, I was born in Cuba, and my parents sent me here as an unaccompanied minor to live in a representative democracy, not in an environment where people have issues and decisions from members of the city council and certainly the mayor, whom I don't call Mayor Shaft, I call Queen Shaft, because she's just bypassing everybody in their decisions. And they sent me to this country so that my voice and the voice of my brothers and sisters from the ILWU and the transportation industry and the logistics industry are heard in this locale as well as what the mayor wants to hear, does not want to hear. So I am very frustrated. I'm trying to believe in the democratic process, but it appears that it is not made for the working man or woman of this port, but is made for the rich and the powerful that can influence and get away with anything in this city and this port. And that's deplorable. That is not what we're here for. That is not, I'm sorry to say, what you were elected to do. You have a responsibility to the electorate, no differently than to those who support your campaigns. But we are a much larger number than those that have the money that we don't. We don't understand this political navigation process that we're having to face as we're working people. I'm asking you to consider the working people of Oakland rather than talking about it.
Mark Kennedy has given the time. If I need more time, somebody can give me more time. For the record, Gene Hamilton. This is Thailand Trust Properties. They had to bring special legislation. That land can never be sold. But yet, just like they did on Oakland 9, they adopted all the great legislation to take that land out of Thailand Trust. No ballpark is going to generate $40 million. No. It's going to make money for the owners, but not for the workers here. This is the largest shipping cargo. You want to throw that away? The Coliseum. Go up there. They got exclusive negotiation agreement on the Howard Terminal and out there. You're going to disrupt what has been an economic engine for the city of Oakland. The Coliseum and the Howard Terminal for a ballpark is not going to be an economic engine. So if you want to talk about what is more economically producing and getting jobs, then you can't vote for this ballpark at Howard Terminal. You cannot do that. And then they're going to take the liberty and put it in this magazine, this brochure. So the fix is already in, and you know it. Right. Whose side are you going to be on? Are you going to be on the workers' side or on the profiteer side? Do the right thing and reject Howard Terminal.
The Toyota Group did a study of slow growth, moderate growth, and strong growth at the Port of Oakland over the next 40 years. Even under the slow growth scenario, we are out of space come 2050. Under the moderate or strong growth scenarios, we are running out of space on waterfront property for maritime purposes as soon as 2030. In just 10 years, we're going to be out of space on the waterfront under a very moderate or strong growth scenario. This is extremely concerning. I want to bring to your attention right now that there is a memo going throughout the industry advising vessel lines and terminal operators to get ready to start making plans to bypass Oakland if there's a stadium built. I want to make sure that you understand the importance when it comes to a boat. The future of Oakland, the economic engine of Northern California, the jewel of the Bay Area, is the Port of Oakland, supporting thousands and thousands of jobs that are good paying jobs. Our drivers make between $130,000 and $150,000 a year. These are not peanut vendor jobs. These are not hot dog vendor jobs. These are huge, good jobs. All of the drivers, all of the people that work in our warehouse start at the living wage, and we have example after example of people in the warehouse that are now making $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year. We are really proud of the Oakland population. They're great workers, and we want you to do everything you can to protect this sport. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
City Council, President Capra, my name is Max Alpert, representing Marine Engineers. You've heard before me or after me how this ballpark at Howard Terminal is a bad idea for the city of Oakland. I just want you to consider some other information that the A said they can't make this work without putting the ballpark at Howard Terminal. Their current location is Oakland. The numbers don't lie. They don't have an attendance problem. Every year the team does good, their attendance spikes. Every year the team does bad, their attendance goes down. I wouldn't want to go see an inferior product either. So if the team's good, we'll have the attendance. The Coliseum location works. Do they need a new stadium? Yes. Do they need to move it to Howard Terminal? Absolutely not. They put a good team on the field, people will show up and watch them play. It's that simple. They don't have a location problem. They have that we want to be like the Giants problem. And that doesn't work for them. They can stay where they are, they can build a stadium, the infrastructure is there for people to get there easily. We don't have to come up with all these new transportation plans, and it works for everybody, including the A's.
Clinton Flynn, longshoreman, ILWU Local 10. I'm against this proposal because as of now, in the residential building, primarily in the warehouse district along Estuary, you have a buffer between residential units and the industrial process taking part of cargo goods. Howard Terminal is part of that buffer. Now, I don't know that if any of the hurdles regarding the Hollis or the new ballpark can be overcome. I don't know if the infrastructure question can be answered. What I do know is new condo owners, regardless of how ironclad or thoroughly disclosed are in the purchase agreement, will not stand for the noise of a 24-hour cargo operation. It will not work. Also, a theme throughout the entire evening has been economic, social, and racial justice. Have you been to the waterfront lately and talking about the maritime portion of the waterfront? It's a rainbow coalition of people of color who have good jobs. We began the evening by honoring Ms. Cobb for those very things. If you want to preserve that, and also, the ILWU Local 10 is a predominantly African-American union. We're talking about six-figure jobs, as the speaker earlier talked about regarding longshoremen and truck drivers. If you mean what you say regarding Ms. Cobb, and you truly want to live to that value, you will not approve this. You will not approve this proposal. At the very least, the condominiums. Thank you.
Business agent. This guy comes up here and talks about fear mongering after you've been spending the whole evening in the mayor's office. All these A's people come in here, all of a sudden, that's where they were. You know, fear mongering is, how about this? Have you heard this? We don't get what we want, we're gonna leave. What kind of thing is that? We don't get what we want, we're gonna leave. You go to tell the other laborers that work at the Coliseum, the builders that are hoping to build it. That's arm twisting. Okay, that's fear mongering. That's political manipulation. You did that there. You did that there. Rick Skinner, speaking on the bill, in support. What kind of shit? What is this? You're on the city council. And I seen the mayor up there too, speaking on these bills for it. The Skinner bill. You look on if you read it, you see all the things they want the city to pay for. It's insane. You got toxic cleanup, sea level rise infrastructure, overpasses, parking, sewage, sewers, storm drains. I mean, the list goes on and on. This is what the city will pay for. Just look at the bill. That's not what the aides are talking about paying for. And they want to put condos with decks to overlook the stadium for rich people. Right. And take our jobs. The shipping lanes is right there. You have to have the turning circle. You have to have the rail. You have to have unobstructed trucks going in and out. You'll put all those trucks, 300,000 a year over the freeway in rush hour. This whole idea is nuts. The more I talk about it, the more I don't understand. How can you even be considered? Please vote no.
Measure AA failed. I'm always, every time I come up here, I talk about how you stole my vote. And Bonta and Skinner stole your governance process. How did Bonta introduce on February 21st, 2019, AB 1191, which allows the city to establish infrastructure as a financing district? How did Skinner introduce on February 14th, 2019, Senate Bill 293, which allows the entrance of agreement on site in Oakland for exchange of land, allows development of the site. And you know nothing about it. But guess what? Bonta and Skinner met with somebody. They didn't just wake up and say, I'm going to introduce these bills. And guess who I think it might be in that way? Let me see.
We live in shop.
The mayor. The mayor. And you guys have to hold people accountable. I'm holding you accountable for Measure AA. You got to hold Bonta and Skinner and the mayor accountable for circumventing your authority. You got to do it. And if you don't do it, you don't need to be sitting up there, because that's a disgrace that they would go up there. And have they pulled those bills? No. Because they know you're not going to do nothing. Thank you.
We want the Oakland aides to substantiate all of what they're talking about. We want an identification of each job line by line. We want the criteria of each job and the wages associated with that job. Don't throw numbers out there to entice poor, marginalized black people. Don't do that. Don't lie to us anymore. So we're asking you to reject this proposal. Thank you.
Good evening, council members. My name is Keith Salmon. I'm the producer and co-host of Ace Fan Radio. Obviously, as you all know, there is no action being taken on this tonight, but I continue to encourage everyone here to continue to support this project, push it forward. As pointed out by Liz, we've already lost 2 teams here, and it really bothers me how there's a group out there calling themselves the East Oakland Stadium Alliance, where were they in the Coliseum City was being pushed. Bottom line is, this project is not going to hurt the community. It's going to benefit the community, and it needs to be done, handled with clear minds, obviously input from both sides, but with no fear mongering. And I really appreciate it if individuals out there stop and breaking those that work at the Coliseum. Yeah, those might not be full-time, big, huge career jobs, But those are ways that people get by and make a living. I know somebody out there who works at Kaiser full-time, who's had to take a job at the Coliseum. So continue to support this project, continue to get all the facts. Let's go.
Thank you, and I want to be clear that we will be coming back to the administration with these questions, and so I want to make sure that folks are taking these down and flagging this, because this council has not voted to approve a ballpark at Howard Terminal, and yet we've seen the A's put out a press release, we've seen state officials put it in their legislation, and now, as the speaker pointed out, somehow bizarrely, it's in this handout. It says ballpark to be built.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to be asking this again at the end. This is really not okay. It's not okay when the A's did it. It's not okay when the authorization, and no matter whether somebody agrees with or disagrees with the idea, there's been no authorization. It absolutely should not be put in a document that has been authorized when it hasn't been. And we'll come back to those questions. Let's continue with the speakers.
President Kaplan, members of the council. My name is Chris Dobbins, president and co-founder of Oakland Sports, as well as former Oakland School Board member. I'm here to further the process. I know we've heard a lot of contentious, a lot of negative aspects about the potential ballpark, but again, we've lost the Warriors, we've lost the Raiders, we want to keep our A's. This is the A's project. We know there's no vote tonight. We know that there's nothing been decided in stone. We are supporting the process to try to keep our team here. We know that the A's generate a lot of jobs. We know that the A's generate a lot more jobs. We know we've had this process. We've been having this conversation with our friends at ILWU, but it seems very contentious. It seems there's with President Kaplan and the rest of the council to form some kind of a synergy to make something work more important. But I want to just voice again, support keeping the A's in Oakland. A's are looking at the Howard Terminal Park. We know this is not a done deal yet. We want to just encourage to get the conversation. The A's have won 5 games straight. They're looking good. As the team gets more excited, the team gets more on the field, it's going to be more exciting as well. So just want to thank you for your time.
Special Hodges with the Cyber Special Training Center. Again, I think that it is important that we find a way to work this out, because we are going to make sure that Oakland benefits and not go downhill because of the relationship that we may be arbitrarily developing right now. I feel that the Oakland A's definitely have made a commitment to hire more Oakland people. They have been meeting with us, and they have made a commitment, and we are going to live up to providing them with the workforce that they need. I think that Oakland has a good reputation of finding a way to make things work. And I know that you can do it. And I think you should forget all aspects of it. But I believe that Oakland A's has made a strong commitment to us, and we should try to find out how we can fulfill our commitment to them, because they have really contributed a lot over the years and want to contribute more. And so we need to find a way that they can. Thank you.
My name is Taj Deshaunay, the Vice President of Government Affairs for Oakland A's. I just wanted to make a quick response to the things that were just discussed with the council and the public. We apologize if there's been any misunderstanding. We did not authorize any publication of the document to proclaim that Howard Terminal was a go. So I just want to be clear that that is not the A's position. We just want to make sure that there's an open process, which is why we're here tonight with the members of the public as well. And for the record, we're not producing documents to declare any victory. And if anything has been done that was irresponsible on behalf of the A's, I want to apologize, because there's clearly been a misunderstanding, because we didn't produce anything to make a mention that we were, in fact, approved to move forward. So I just want to make sure that was clear, and that we respect the process moving forward. And I just want to be sure that there's no further misunderstanding. So if there's any questions on that, I'm happy to answer them, or just exit stage as we continue.
Well, I would just say make sure you follow up with the folks who came to talk about the community benefits discussion and the abutting workers and businesses who wanted to talk about it. Yes, I'm aware. With the folks who are here, make sure you're working with them.
We are working with the community on the community benefits.
And then I'll just add, let's stop saying there will be a BART station. BART has already said no, rather strongly. So, I think it's important that we be thoughtful in terms of how we're portraying this. and also not use promotional images that aren't actually of a design project. All right, that concludes the public speakers. Thank you all for coming, and thank you for sharing what I think are incredibly important considerations. In terms of, what is before us, of course, we don't actually have a proposal before us to vote on, even if we wanted to. We haven't actually received a proposal for an actual project, but I think it's actually useful to have the opportunity to have some of these discussions. I did want to say, I almost wonder if we need the council to vote to direct that there shall be no more promo done for this project. And not to give a hard time just to the staff who produced this document, but this is the 4th or 5th thing that's happened. We had a state bill that had text in it that said the Oakland City has decided to do ... There was a flat out lie in the text of a state bill. We had a press conference that was done by the aides saying the decision has been made. And so, now we have this flyer here that again says, to be built, not to be decided. And so it really does start to feel like that people are not taking seriously the fact that we haven't voted. It's not authorized until we vote. We haven't even been given a proposal to vote on yet. And it's completely inappropriate, whether it's a press release from the A's, a piece of legislation from a state legislator, a promotional document from city staff. Nothing should be being put out that in any way suggests that a decision has been made. We need to be hearing on all of the issues about the traffic and the jobs and the port before we make a decision. And I'm starting to feel like it's an attempt to jam us to make a decision. And yes, when we asked the state officials why they listed Oakland as having endorsed something that not only had the council not voted to endorse, but had never been presented to us to endorse, they did tell us that it was because the mayor said so. Wow, that's right. So, so we really need to not have this type of conduct go on with the project that needs analysis, that needs decision-making, that is thoughtful, and that is not prejudged or even giving people the impression that it's being prejudged, because all of the issues that were raised tonight are ones that would need to be considered before we would make a decision. Councilmember McElhaney.
This is a motion to file. It's 11:05.
There's a motion to file. Is there a second? Motion, Mr. Vice Mayor.
Madam President.
Yes. For the lateness of the hour, I'll just close by saying I did have a long conversation with staff about the transportation plan. Both they and the A's have gotten my feedback on that, and that is, I think, the biggest sticking point in the whole thing, and part of why it's such a problem for the surroundings. So I hope before the next time this comes back, that will actually have been really worked on. We have a motion to receive the report. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye.